guys, it's Cloud here and we are back with another video. It has been a while since I last uploaded a video, my first video, and that's just because life doesn't always allow you to be free all the time to make all these videos. So yeah, this is my second one, so I'm clearly doing a great job, but you know, we move. So today I'm doing a video on the most underrated jokes in the TV show Friends. Now, I love Friends so much. It's my favourite TV show ever. I watch it all the time. If I've got free time, I watch Friends. In the morning, watch Friends. Evening, watch Friends. So I like to say I'm a bit of a Friends connoisseur. I do talk about it a lot. I can relate every single life event to Friends. Even my own friends get annoyed with me because I just talk about it too much. And you know, there are so many jokes in there. So many jokes I can list off, and I could list off my favourite jokes on Friends, but I thought, what about the underrated ones? Because I feel like a lot of jokes on Friends just fly under the radar and nobody really picks it up. But I think when you start to notice it, it's very, very funny, in my opinion anyway. So this is very much an opinion piece. I don't know if anyone cares. You know, it's a video I thought would be fun to film. So let's crack on with it. So I'm gonna do like a top 10 and I'm gonna do a countdown. So yeah, stay tuned to see if your favorite underrated Friends joke is in there. So number 10, in the first season, the friends start talking about the size of a man's, you know what, I don't want to say anything that will get me in trouble and get this video taken down, so I'm just going to be like, I think we all know what I mean. So they start talking about, you know, the theory that a man's, you know what, is the size of his thumb to the end of his index finger, and you know, it's something that they bring up in the first scene in season 1. I can't quite remember what episode it is. This episode is about Monica, you know, dating guys that the rest of the friends don't necessarily like. And this joke, it happens in the first scene and it's literally just like probably a 2-minute conversation, maybe, if that.
Oh, no. They say it's the same as the distance from the tip of a guy's thumb to the tip of his index finger.
That's ridiculous.
Can I use either thumb?
I'd rather go with the foot theory.
In this episode, Monica then finds a guy that the friends really like, except plot twist, she doesn't like him very much. So the friends have fallen in love with him. Monica is just like, it's not working. And they just talk about how much they love Monica's new boyfriend. Rachel is the one that says,
and did you notice?
Yeah,
that's great.
to me, that is just, it was so well executed because it literally starts from the beginning, like a 2-minute joke where they're just all talking about, you know, this, and then Rachel brings it up like halfway in the episode. If you pay attention to that bit, it's very funny. So that's number 10. Oh, look at that, love a bit of sunlight, I do. Glowing. Number 9, in Friends they have this usual coffee shop that they always go to and they sit on the same sofas. 9 times out of 10 they're there. And in this particular episode, Phoebe and Rachel are in the coffee shop, but there are people that have taken their place and Rachel is annoyed.
I don't like sitting up here. I'm gonna go over. No, Rachel, they got here first.
That was such a funny, underrated joke for me because across the series as a whole, they never really make fun of the fact that they sit in one place, except for like a handful of times across the 10 years they do the show. And that's what makes it so funny. It's such a rare joke when you think about it. It's a show over 10 years and they probably joke about how they sit in the same spot in the coffee shop maybe 4 or 5 times. It's just so, like, whenever they do bring it up, it's even funnier. So number 8, this is actually in the final episode, like this season finale final episode. This is when Phoebe and Ross go to the airport and they're trying to chase Rachel because she's about to get on the plane. So basically Rachel has got a job in France, in Paris specifically, and she's going to move there. But Ross loves her. So I should have mentioned spoiler alert, but like, if you haven't seen Friends at this point, then you know. Ross tracks her down because before Rachel gets on the plane, he wants to say he loves her, now he wants her to stay. Phoebe and Ross try and track her down the airport, and there's one scene in particular which I just think is so funny. It's such a simple yet effective way of kind of bringing that comedic effect, and it's such a small joke, but to me it was hilarious and no one brings it up enough. Okay, number 7. This is again one of the few jokes that is centered around the coffee shop Central Perk, where Chandler is getting married to Monica. Ross is in the coffee shop trying to find Chandler because Chandler's run away like a day before their wedding, and he turns around and his parents are there, Jack and Judy Geller.
Mom? Dad? What are you guys doing here?
Well, you kids talk about this place so much, we thought we'd see what the fuss is all about.
I certainly see why the girls like coming here.
Why?
The sexy blonde behind the counter.
Gunther?
Your mother just added him to her list.
What? Your list?
Yeah, the list that the people were allowed to sleep.
Yes, no, I know what the list is.
Again, one of the few times they make a joke centered around how frequent the friends visit this coffee house, that it's just so funny. It's so funny that Jack and Judy Geller were there. Another joke that's flew under the radar, doesn't get brought up enough. Justice for that joke. Number 6, so we're going back to the first season. The first season has so many jokes that I just think are so underrated. It's from the one with the blackout. Let me set the scene for you. So this is when the whole of New York City goes into blackout and the friends are stuck in their apartment. Chandler specifically is stuck at an ATM vestibule. I don't know if we say that in England. I don't know if I'm just like unaware, but I don't think we've ever said that here. But yeah, an ATM vestibule, whatever that is. I think it's a bank or a place where they have loads of ATMs. I don't know, but he is stuck there, and he is stuck with, I believe she's a Victoria's Secret model, Jill Goodacre. And there is a really funny scene with them two where they're just like, they're obviously stuck there for a few hours, so I guess they're going to be friends. And they're just so bored, and it's funny because it's something that I think any person would do if they were in Chandler's situation.
Chandler, we've been here for an hour doing this. Now watch, it's easy.
Okay.
Ready? Okay, now try it. No, you gotta whip it.
I find that bit so funny because it is so relatable. Like, anyone would do that, I think. If you're so bored, just stuck in a blackout with someone you don't know. I don't know if it's just me being weird, but I would definitely do something like that. And it really captures like the true human experience, if that's even a thing that you can say. Now we're getting to the top 5 moments. Do you know what? This sun keeps going in and out. I really need to invest in a camera. So can you please support my YouTube channel so I can afford to buy a camera? Thanks. You know, the sun keeps going in and out. Like, sometimes I'm looking like a fluorescent god, and other times I'm just looking like a girl that can't afford good lighting for a YouTube video. This is why I only film during the day. Okay, so now we're getting into the top 5, and the joke that takes the 5th spot, this is when Ross gets a new girlfriend called Julie, but Rachel really likes Ross, so she's upset that he's found Julie. And Ross asks Monica a favour and says, Monica, can you please go out shopping with Julie? It would mean a lot to me. I would really like you guys to build a relationship. And Monica's like hesitant because she wants to stay loyal to her best friend Rachel, but she's like, I'll do this for my brother. So they go shopping. She doesn't tell Rachel, and Rachel ends up finding a receipt.
Mon? Mm-hmm. If you were at lunch alone, how come it cost you $53? Judy? Who? Julie? What? Jody? You were with Julie? One thing led to another, and before I knew it, we were Shopping. Oh my God.
Honey, wait, we only did it once. It didn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, right?
Really?
Sure.
Rachel, I was thinking of you the whole time.
Okay, Monica, I just have to know one thing. Did you go with her to Bloomingdale's?
The way that they play out this scene is just so funny because it's trying to mirror how a cheating partner, like a cheating boyfriend or a cheating girlfriend, gets caught out, and the kind of confrontation of that. And I just love the way they mirror that kind of dialogue. In my experience, this is how girls feel when you go out shopping with the girlfriend of the guy they fancy. Fourth spot, this is in season 1 again. Season 1 has so many jokes that like, it's just so funny, but like they're not like the Big Bang, they're just like, oh, when you think about it more, it's even funnier, which is why I believe they're underrated. In season 1, Rachel is sad because she is working in a coffee shop and she doesn't want to work there anymore. And she wants to work in fashion, but she doesn't really know what she wants to do. And she's like, God, I don't have a plan. I don't really know what to do with my life, which I think is something I can relate to. And I think a load of 20-something-year-olds can relate to. No one has a plan. I don't think, or like, even if you do have a plan and it doesn't work out, it can be a very horrible and confusing time. So Rachel's upset about that. And so Monica, Phoebe and Rachel end up having a sleepover to make Rachel feel better about herself. And because Rachel's bummed out, she makes the 2 other girls bummed out too. So they start freaking out. Both Monica and Phoebe are like, oh my God, we don't have a plan either.
Phoebe? What? Do you have a plan?
I don't even have a plan.
Like, it's little things like that that just make the joke so funny. It makes the scene so funny, and it's something so relatable as well. When you don't even have a pl, you know, that's when you're in a crisis. Okay, so we've moved to bronze position. For me, this was in the one where no one was ready. This episode is one of my favorite episodes ever, and it's just got so many jokes that are underrated, but I can't, otherwise the whole episode would just be this list, so I can't put every single joke from this episode on there. But if there's one episode that has to be the funniest underrated episode, it would be this one. But then I don't think it's appropriately rated because I think it should be one of the best Friends episodes of all time. It's so funny and so clever. They had to only film it in Monica's apartment because the production company had run out of money, I think. So they had to keep the actors in that one space, and the amount of jokes, the amount of pace you feel in this episode is just like, I could do a whole video just on this episode alone. It's so good. But one joke that truly stands out to me that I believe is underrated is when Chandler and Joey are fighting over the chair. Joey is sitting in a chair that Chandler was sitting in, but he went to the toilet, and he comes back from the toilet and he's like, get out of my chair. And Joey's like, well, you left to go to the toilet, so this is my chair now. And they start fighting over that. A very relatable fight scene. Me and my brother used to fight over chairs all the time when we were young. As a payback, Chandler ends up taking all of Joey's underwear to try and get him out of his seat.
Where's my underwear?
Whoa. Come on, what? You took his underwear?
He took my essence.
Okay, hold on. Joey, why can't you just wear the underwear you're wearing now?
Because I'm not wearing any underwear now. Well, then it looks like somebody's gonna have to give somebody back his cushions. Okay. You hide my clothes, I'm gonna do the exact opposite to you. What are you gonna show me my clothes?
It's just that line in particular I find so funny. There are so many other funny bits in that episode, but to me that is a really underrated joke, and I know it's very specific and very niche, and probably people might disagree with me and say that does not deserve bronze position, but for me it does, because he's like, what are you gonna do? Show me my clothes? silver position. Now, this might be because I'm part Italian, why I find this so funny. This is the episode where Chandler needs to get his trousers measured and Joey recommends him a tailor. It turns out this tailor is really inappropriate. He touched Chandler inappropriately. He's mad at Joey because he was like, why would you recommend me someone that has done this to me? The particular scene that I find so funny is Chandler gets back from the tailor's very angry because he's like, Joey's just recommended me this tailor, he's touched me inappropriately. How could he do this? And he storms into Monica's apartment.
Yo, paisan.
It's just what Italians call each other when you're from the same village, and it is so funny to me. For me, that is one of the most underrated jokes. I crack up every single time I watch that. Number 1, we have finally reached the golden spot. Which underrated joke has taken number 1? Drum roll, I'm just tapping on my radio in front of me. Sorry. So, the joke I personally think is the most underrated joke. This is when Chandler talks to baby Emma. I don't know why I find that joke so funny. No one talks about it, it's so underrated. The way that he talks to baby Emma, I can't describe to you how funny I find that scene, because how else do you talk to a baby, really? Those are my most underrated jokes in Friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a bit random, yeah. I think this is now my second video and it's the second TV show I've talked about. I'll talk about other things as well other than TV shows, but yeah, thoroughly enjoy Friends. I'll definitely be talking about Friends more in the future. But if you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe. I hope you all have an amazing day. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and supporting. If you love this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you don't like this video, please don't say it to my face because that will hurt my feelings. So yeah, bye guys.